Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hotlap Classic Remastered. This time we take a look at the 1999 Toyota Supra Castrol Toms GT. This is the final Toyota to take on the course, and of course it's perhaps the most iconic Super GT car of all time, the de facto Gran Turismo car, the Castrol Toms Supra. This one is from the 1999 season, in which this car would finish second in the championship. So a very good result for the Supra, and definitely better than that Ray Brig NSX from last time. However, around our track, this is in for a lot worse of a time than the NSX. You see, while the NSX set a time of 28.038, the quickest Supra to go around our course currently set a 28.782, 7/10 off. So, yeah, also these aren't particularly great to drive. I know that for a fact. They make a lot of turbo, and that does make them slightly uncontrollable. So I'm not particularly looking forward to this one. However, what I do know is it's going to look fantastic doing it. Yes, I know it's an overused, overdone livery, but what a livery. The Castrol colours are fantastic, and it was fantastic up until the point in 2001 where they completely ruined it, and no one likes that car. Anyways, front engine rear wheel drive, 696 horsepower, 1,150 kilograms, and yes, that torque figure is ridiculous. So expecting a lot of turbo here, not a lot of controllability. We'll see what happens. Anyways, to find out how quick the Toyota Supra Castrol Toms GT is, it is going to get 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track in order to set the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the Suzuki Escudo Pikes Peak version. That car set a time of a 25.696. This car isn't likely to beat that. I did mention the quickest Supra, which was the Adenzo Sard, and that set a time of a 28.782. So, that's the gauntlet for this car. I don't know what it is about the Castrol Supra, but it just is not, or sorry, not the Castrol Supra, let me not single this car out. The 96 actually did quite well. That set a time of like a 28.9, so Supras seem to be, if nothing else, fairly consistent in the times they're setting. It's just, I don't know what it is about these cars. They just are not as quick as the NSXs or the Skylines around here. And the Skylines, remember, this is GT2 Plus, so they aren't four-wheel drive in this game. So, yeah, I'm not sure what it is specifically about the Supra. Because, again, the Skyline's also turbocharged, and the Skyline probably has skinnier tyres than this one, just because in the base game it's four-wheel drive. But for whatever reason, this one just it struggles. It's not because it necessarily feels bad to drive, you know, they aren't terrible cars. It's getting turned in reasonably well. It puts its power down reasonably well. I think this has got pretty sizable rear tyres, like the Viper Taizan has, which is the quickest GT500 car we've ever had. There's just something about it which is just not as whoa, okay, that was a stab of oversteer there, right when it didn't need to be. Maybe that's part of the reason these cars are slow, because they just get ridiculous oversteer at the most inopportune time for them around the course. In case you're wondering, I could have finished the lap there, but I think it was pretty much a goner, and it would have absolutely destroyed this car's next lap, so... And you know me, I've got to have a bit of a run-up, so I get time to destroy the lap all on my own instead of having it pre-destroyed for me, by me. In truth, you think the biggest enemy in this series is time? It's actually me. I am the biggest enemy in this series. There we go, that was much better there. 28.432. Wow, maybe the Castrol tax is strong with this one. I should mention, despite I'm sure the Denso Sard Supra and the Castrol have wildly different GT500 tenures, the actual cars themselves are identical, it's just a livery in this game, so there's no actual difference between the Denzos and the Castrols. So I do sort of jest when I say that, however, there must be some Castrol tax in there because that was so much quicker than the Denso Sard. The Denso Sard hadn't even gone round that long ago, so I have no idea what's happened there with that, but I mean, we'll take it. It did feel actually like it could have gone even maybe a little bit quicker. I'm curious to see what the sector breakdowns are on this. I don't think it'll be nearly as perfect as the NSX was. Indeed, it is not. Although it's not a million miles off. Sector 1, lap 4. I don't remember it off the top of my head. Mind you, that was the lap that was looking quite good. But then again, Sector 2 on that lap as well wasn't fantastic either. So maybe that would have been a hide into nothing. I'm not too sure. Would have been interesting to see if we could have crossed the line with that. I would imagine there is about 0.1 in there, maybe, if you kept going round and round with it. But yeah, I'm more than happy to take that, given the fact that it is, you know, 0.3 quicker than the last Supra that went round, which is crazy to me, how much quicker it was this time. And to be honest with you, how much better of a car it felt to drive. It actually felt pretty good the entire time around there. Anyways, a 28.432 will place this into 57th place, goes in between the Nissan Skyline GTR R34 and the Nismo 400R. It is fractionally slower than the Nissan 300ZX FedEx GT500, which actually was a very nice car to drive. Had some great rear end traction. In fact, it's not a million miles off of the Mobile 1 NSX, which is the, well, it's the third quickest NSX we've had now. But it still manages to beat one of the NSX GT500s, which before this point, none of the top-line GT500 cars had managed to do, I believe. The closest one was the Artis Excel Skyline, which this is about 0.13 quicker than. So, yeah, great job from the Castrol Toms Supra, a true Gran Turismo icon. Next time, however, it is, in my opinion, the most iconic car in Gran Turismo 2. Until then, farewell.